We shall see the next part of the lesson. In last lesson, we have learnt about menstrual cycle, estrous cycle, the differences, etc. Okay. Now we shall study the events of sexual reproduction. Events in sexual reproduction. After attaining maturity, in all sexually reproducing organisms, the events takes place. The events are all similar, though the structures are different. What is the meaning of this sentence? In sexually reproducing organism, when the organism reaches maturity, many different events takes place. All these events are similar in algae, fungi, bryophytes, pteridophytes, gymnosperms, even in animals. That is what the meaning of identical. But we can make out the differences in the structure. Say, for example, sexual reproduction events are similar in algae and bryophyte, pteridophyte, gymnosperms and in animals. But if we examine the structure of algae, different. The bryophyte structure different. The pteridophytes different. Similar in case of gymnosperms, angiosperms, the structures are quite different. Similarly, in case of animals also, the structures are different. The events of sexual reproduction, if we examine, lengthy, very elaborate, complex, but follow regular sequence. It means asexual reproduction is very simple. If one cell divides and gives rise to two daughter cells, it is a type of asexual reproduction. But in sexual reproduction, it is not so simple because the gametes should form, the male and female. Then they must fuse, that is, fertilization must take place. Then the zygote is formed. That zygote develops into young one. Because of all these events, sexual reproduction is a lengthy process and complex process, but follow regular sequence. Follow regular sequence means what? First, gametes formed, then fertilization takes place, followed by the zygote development takes place. So this is what we mean by regular sequence. Okay. The development of zygote into an adult or an embryo we call embryogenesis. See, we know that now the gametes form, they fuse together and zygote develops. In animals, it is not like that, but for our convenience, we divided the sexual reproduction into 3 stages. The fertilization stage or phase, pre-fertilization stage. Second is fertilization phase, and third is post-fertilization event. Suppose if the question is like this, explain events in sexual reproduction, means you are supposed to write all these 3 in very brief manner. Okay. Now we shall see pre-fertilization events, the detailed study. What is pre-fertilization? As the name indicates, pre means first or before. Fertilization means fertilization. Before the fertilization, some events takes place. Okay. All the events that occur before fertilization are called pre-fertilization events. For 1 mark. Pre-fertilization events may be studied under 2 steps. One is gametogenesis and second is gamete transfer. Okay. Now we shall see the gametogenesis. Very important for 3 marks question. Gametogenesis. The term itself indicate gametes, that is male and female gametes. Genesis, birth. Birth of gametes is gametogenesis. Birth of gamete means what? The formation of gametes. How to define? Definition. Define gametogenesis. Most important question for 1 or 2 marks. The process of formation of male and female gametes is called gametogenesis. During gametogenesis, the male and female gametes are formed. What we call them? Male gamete is called sperm. Sometimes in lower organisms, say for example in algae, we call antherozoid. Antherozoid is nothing but sperm. The female gamete is called egg. or ovum. The formation of egg and ovum is called gametogenesis. So now we know that during gametogenesis, gametes are formed. Very important point. Thus formed gametes are always haploid. The gametes are haploid. Haploid means what? Consists of only one set of chromosomes. Okay. Now, we know that during gametogenesis, gametes are formed. How many types of gametes form? The gametes formed are of two types. Isogametes or homogametes, anisogametes or heterogametes. What are isogametes? For 1 mark. What are anisogametes or heterogametes? For 1 mark. Isogametes. As the name indicates, iso means similar or identical. Gametes refers to gametes. When the two gametes formed are morphologically similar to each other, then such gametes are called isogametes. The two gametes are morphologically similar. Now you refer the diagram. The gametes, both gametes looks similar. There is no differentiation of male and female gametes. It means which is male gamete, which is female gamete. We can't differentiate easily because they are morphologically similar. For example, see the diagram. Both the gametes are pear-shaped, having two cilia or flagella. They are identical. Which organisms produce? Say, some algae. I take for example, Cladophora belongs to the class Chlorophyceae, a green alga. During sexual reproduction, it produces two similar gametes, identical gametes. Okay, so that's all about isogametes. Next, anisogametes. As the name indicates, anis different, anisogametes or heterogametes. The gametes are morphologically different, we can say now. How to define? Anisogametes are a type of gametes which are morphologically dissimilar in size. The male and female gametes are morphologically dissimilar in size. Then such gametes are called anisogametes or heterogametes. Okay, see the diagram. In the diagram, you can easily make out fucus, a brown alga. Sargassum, another brown alga, belong to the class Phaeophyceae. During sexual reproduction, produce two gametes. The sperm or antherozoid is very small. Sometimes we call a tiny gamete. See the diagram, which is laterally flagellated, kidney shaped, whereas egg, see the egg or the ovum, it is a big or large when compared to the sperm. It means the sperm is very small or tiny, the egg is quite big. Okay, so fucus and sargassum are a good example for heterogamete. What about in case of human beings? Man also produce heterogametes. In human being, the male produce sperm. See the structure of the sperm. It is microscopic, very small, what we call tiny. See the egg diagram. The egg or the ovum is big. Okay. So thus, during gametogenesis, two types of gametes formed, isogametes and anisogametes. Okay, a very important part for the examination. Now see the diagram, very clear is there. Isogametes of cladophora, green alga, then heterogametes of fucus, sperm is very small, kidney shape, egg is so big, and the diagram see, human beings, sperm, a small, tailed it is, egg or the ovum is quite a big. Okay, practice the diagrams, very important. Okay, now you just see the diagrams. First diagram is chara, second diagram is Ipomia batatas. Ipomia batatas means sweet potato plant. Bisexual flower. The lower one is Marcantia. It is having male and female plants different. Okay. Then this is the diagram showing earthworm. It is hermaphrodite. Then the male cockroach. It is unisexual. The female cockroach showing ovary. Male shows testes. Cockroach is unisexual. Okay. Next. Sexuality in organisms. Carefully listen this. Sexuality in organisms means in organisms the sex is expressed. That is what we meant by sexuality in organisms. How the sex is expressed? Now, look at this. During sexual reproduction, the male and female gametes are formed, which fuse together. Okay, these gametes formed from different parents. Say, for example, you take man, male produce sperm, the female or woman produce egg. But if we take lower organisms, Chlamydomonas, you know about Chlamydomonas. The same plant produce both male and female gametes. You take earthworm, the same animal that produce both male and female gametes. It means the two gametes for produced maybe from two different parents, male and female parents, or only one parent maybe produce both the gametes. Okay. Now I discussed some terms very important for examination for 1 mark. Define bisexual. The term bisexual is commonly used when we describe the flower, especially angiospermic flower. You take example, hibiscus flower. You take sweet potato. The flower is said to be bisexual. What the meaning? Bi, two, sexual, sex. The same flower having two sex, the male and female. How to define? When the flower consists of both male and female reproductive structures, then such flowers are called bisexual. Okay. The term bisexual is used for to describe the flowers or in plants, but in animals we won't use this term. Unisexual. Unisexual, as the name indicates, uni means only one or single. Sexual, sex, only one sex is expressed. Say, the male and female reproductive structures are born on different flowers. Say, male flower, female flower. Like that. Okay, male plant, female plant. You say. The male and female reproductive structures means the stamens are found in the flower, unisexual. Gynoecium is found in the flower, we call female flower. Example, you have seen cucurbits. Cucurbits andre ಸೌತೆ ಬಳ್ಳಿ, ಕುಂಬಳು ಬಳ್ಳಿ, ಹೀರೆಬಳ್ಳಿ. ನೀವು ಕೇರ್ಫುಲ್ಲಾಗಿ ನೋಡಿ. ಕೆಲವು ದಪ್ಪ ಕೆಳಗಡೆ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದಿ ಓವರಿ. ಇನ್ನು ಕೆಲವುದರಲ್ಲಿ ಆ ಥರ ಇರೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಯು ಎಕ್ಸಾಮಿನ್. ದಪ್ಪ ಕೆಳಗಡೆ ಇರೋದು ಓವರಿ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದಿ ಫೀಮೇಲ್ ಫ್ಲವರ್. ಇಲ್ಲದೆ ಇರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು ಮೇಲ್ ಫ್ಲವರ್. Male flower, female flower. I will tell you later on also. Next, homothallic. The term homothallic is often used to describe plant, lower organisms, algae, fungi. Okay. Sometimes we describe this or use another term monoecious. Monoecious is usually used in higher plants. What is homothallic? Homo means similar, thallic. The thallus produce both male and female reproductive structures. We call homothallic. Say for example, chlamydomonas. Next, chara. See the diagram. Look at the diagram, very important. Chara is homothallic. See the diagram. The male sex organ we call antheridium. The female sex organ we call oogonium. Both of them are found born on the same plant. Homothallic. It is for seed or neat. Then position is also very important. In chara, antheridium is always born below the oogonium. Very important for neat examination. Refer the diagram, chara diagram. Okay. Now, heterothallic. We have seen homothallic. Heterothallic, as the name indicates, hetero means different. Thallic means thallus. Thallus, different. Okay. It is also called dioecious sometimes. Dioecious, the term is used in higher plants. What is heterothallic? The male and female reproductive structures are born on separate plant. Thallus different. See the diagram. Mercantia, a bryophyte. The male plant is different. The female plant is different. That is, male thallus is different. Female is different. How to identify? Female is having umbrella-like structure, what we call archegoniophore. The male having antheridiophore, a disc-like structure. This is how we can identify Mercantia male and female plants. Okay. In first PC you might have seen this plant. Next, monoecious. I told you the term monoecious is used in angiosperms. Mono, single. Okay. In angiosperms, if we examine the plant like coconut, areca nut, plants, even maize, the flowers are unisexual. See the coconut, areca nut. ಮೇಲೆ ಇರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಸಣ್ಣ ಸಣ್ಣ ಚಿಕ್ಕದು ಅಕ್ಕಿ ಥರ ಇರೋವೆಲ್ಲ ಮೇಲ್ ಫ್ಲವರ್ಸ್. ಹೊಂಬಾಳೆ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಲ್ಲ ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ. ಕೆಳಗಡೆ ಇರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ದೊಡ್ಡದೆಲ್ಲ ಫೀಮೇಲ್ ಫ್ಲವರ್ಸ್. ಮುಂದೆ ತೆಂಗಿನಕಾಯಿ ಅಥವಾ ಅಡಿಕೆ ಕಾಯಿ ಆಗೋದು. The flowers are unisexual. That is, male flower different from female flower. But Both of them are born on the same plant. It's very important. Such species are called monoecious. Same plant produces both male and female flowers, which are unisexual. Maize, see the maize. In case of maize plant, male ಇರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು ವಾಟ್ ಕಾಲ್ ಟ್ಯಾಸಲ್ ಮೇಲ್ ಫ್ಲವರ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಸನ್ಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಕೆಳಗಡೆ ಕಾಬ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ, ತೆನೆ ಆ ಥರ ಇರೋದು, ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಫೀಮೇಲ್ ಫ್ಲವರ್. ಓಕೆ, ವೆರಿ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಟರ್ಮ್ ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮಿನೇಷನ್. Dioecious. The male and female plant are separate. You can say what you say, sexes are separate, like human beings. Male is different from female. The male plant produce male flower. The female plant produce female flower. Totally male and female plants are quite different. Very good example, papaya and date palm. Papaya, ಪರಂಗಿ ಹಣ್ಣಿಂದು ಮೇಲ್ ಪ್ಲ್ಯಾಂಟೇ ಬೇರೆ, ಫೀಮೇಲ್ ಪ್ಲ್ಯಾಂಟೇ ಬೇರೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರನೇ ಕೆಲವು ಸತ್ಯ ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೀರಿಯನ್ಸ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಪಪ್ಪಾಯ ಹಣ್ಣು ಬಿಡೋದಿಲ್ಲ ಕಣೋ, ಯಾಕೋ ಬಿಡ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಕಟ್ ಮಾಡಿಬಿಡಿ, ಇದು ಗಂಡು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ ನಾವು. ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ದ ಮೇಲ್ ಪ್ಲ್ಯಾಂಟ್ ಡು ನಾಟ್ ಪ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ಫ್ರೂಟ್ಸ್, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ದ ರೀಸನ್ ಈಸ್ ovary is not there. Date palm, uttutti. Wild date, what you call ichulu. Male plant different from female plant. You have studied in first PUC cycas. The male cycas is different from female cycas plant. Male cycas produce male cone, female cycas produce megaspore or fill. Okay, that's all about the plants. We explain sexuality in plants. What about how the sexuality is expressed in animals? In animals, for example, tapeworm, earthworm. The animal earthworm is described as hermaphrodite. Hermaphrodite means the same animal produces both male and female reproductive organs. Testis there, produce sperm, then ovary there, produce egg. What is hermaphrodite? If both male and female reproductive organs are born in the same individual, then we call hermaphrodite. Equivalent to bisexual of flowers. Whenever we describe or explain the animal, we use the term hermaphrodite. Should not use bisexual. Example for hermaphrodite animals. Lower organisms shows this type. Tapeworm you take, leech you take, earthworm, very common animal, belong to Annelida. Sponges are very good example for hermaphrodite. Okay, the last part is unisexual. The male and female reproductive organs are born on separate individuals, then called unisexual. Say, the male animal, female animal. The male produce sperm, the female produce egg. Okay. Good example, human being, man. You take man, male, female, male produce the sperm, the female produce the egg or the ovum. Male and female are separate. What we call sexes are separate. We describe as unisexual. Okay. You take frag. Male frag is different from female frag. How did bother you? Male frag is quite different from female frag. Cockroach is another very common example. Cockroach, male cockroach is different from female cockroach. See the diagram of cockroach, the male cockroach and the female cockroach. Male cockroach produces what? The testes. The female cockroach produces what? Ovary. Testes produce sperm. The ovaries produce egg. Okay. That's all about today's lesson. Thank you. Okay.